Hello folks, welcome back to the kitchen. I know I go all summer without saying a peep, and now you're wondering if I'm ever going to shut up this winter. Well, today we're going to do deviled eggs. We're going to do Mama's deviled eggs. And oh boy, did she like these. We'll have some scallions, some parsley. We got Frank's Red Hot. I'm using a little bit of avocado mayonnaise. You can use regular mayonnaise if you like. Little Worcestershire sauce, we'll put that up on deck, and then we get a stone ground horseradish mustard. Stone ground horseradish mustard. Thank you. I have a couple of cloves of chopped garlic here. I've got the green end of the scallion, which we're going to put in at the end of the dish. I've got the white end of the scallion and one small onion. Those are going to be sauteed in 1 pound of bacon fat. You don't need to use the whole pound of bacon fat, but we will have a pound of bacon, and I'm going to use 12 of this 18-pack of eggs to make 24 deviled eggs. We've also got a little bit of salted capers. Don't tell me, I know what this is. Salted capers, not the juice kind. The kind that just sits in salt and just gets good and good and good. And this is parsley, obviously. We'll use a little bit of parsley as well. These are your ingredients for a kick-ass deviled egg. And now, I'll tell you, you can put all kinds of stuff in deviled eggs. You know, sky's the limit. But this is kind of, you know, how I've done them all this time. There's also a little bit of smoked paprika. We'll throw it on at the end, but I don't have that out here. Be right back. Okay, so as we see here, we've got a little pan. Let's get a little bit of heat under this thing. And then we're just going to take and put a little bit of the oil that we've had the bacon cooking in. We've rendered this oil from a pound of bacon. So we get a little bit of oil in there, and why I'm cooking the onions and the white parts of the scallions is they can be a little strong to have raw. Also the garlic, so we want the flavors of the garlic and the onion. But I'm just gonna cook this off just a tiny bit, okay? One of the things to consider when you're cooking is to start with the things that take the longest first. So if you have something that needs to stand in the fridge or one of those things, do that first, and then you can move away and start with your other portion of your recipe. Okay, so that means for us, we're going to move on to the eggs. Alright, look at that. Once again, top-notch camera work. Now I have some boiling water here. And the way I've found to keep the eggs sticking from the inside membrane of the shell, and I'm sure you're all familiar with that, when you boil an egg, it sticks to the inside of the shell, right? Now let's still sauteing this up here while just keeping an eye on it. We're going to throw a little bit of pepper in there, no salt. You don't add salt to this at all because it is pretty salty. Now throw a little pepper in there. And then Captain Sidetrack is back. And what we're going to do is we're going to add our eggs. These are kind of roomish temperature. They might be a little on the cold side, but we're going to add them to boiling water. And the reason we're adding eggs to boiling water is because the hot water, the boiling water, will instantly cook the outside, just inside the shell. It will instantly cook that first, and the egg will pull away from the shell. So I know everyone, and I always thought, you start this with cold water and cold eggs and you bring it to a boil. Well, that is a surefire way to get them to stick to the shell. Alright, so room temperature eggs. I mean, if they're too cold, they will start cracking on you. Yes, I put in a couple extras. So you want them to be kind of roomish temperature. And you know, you bring them home from the grocery, you leave them on the counter for about a half hour while you're prepping everything out. Should be good to go. And now these we're going to give these about 15 minutes on the boil. So we'll be back. And now if you look over here, these are done. See if they got a little toast on them there? I don't know if you can see that. A little brownish, you know, perfect. Done. Shut them off. What that does is that also brings a little bit of the bacon fat into the dish too, which, you know, cardiologist approved, right? All right, back in a minute. Okay, 15 minutes. We have, I like to peel my eggs in a little bit of water. Now, this is a tiny bowl. It's more of a visual thing. We just basically are looking to get a crack on an egg. And I like to peel it in a little bit of water here. Of course, you can't see that because I'm doing this here. Yeah, we won't peel it in the water. But what we're trying to show you here is if you put the egg into boiling water, you know how it likes to stick to the membrane, right? If you put it in boiling water, it's going to seal that first. The egg is going to pull away. And you see, we still got a little bit there. But you're going to have a better success rate if you put your eggs, room temperature, into boiling water. All right, I'm going to peel all these. All right, peel that egg, and I'll be back with you in just a minute. Okay, so we're back. We got our eggs peeled. Basically, we're just going to take an egg, all right? Slice it right down the middle. I got a nice sharp ceramic blade here. Anything sharp will do. You don't want it to really pull the egg down with it. So a nice sharp blade. And then we're just dumping out the insides. Alright. That is it. I did lose 2 eggs out of the dozen. I was going to make a dozen. I lost 2. So it's fortuitous that I put an extra 2 in. And this is what I mean by lost. You know, it starts to stick to the membrane and it tears apart. And, you know, they don't really look good to serve. So what we call those is the chef's bonus. All right, so we've got 24 halves here of egg. Whites, and then we have the 14 egg yolks in here. So we get a tiny bit more. And we're just going to essentially mix that up a little bit. What am I going to use here? Let me get you out of the way for a second. Nope. Nothing in there. I have no tools. Okay. This is the fancy little thing I was looking for. You know, a potato masher or something like that, right? So I have a little plastic one here. So to the eggs, we are going to add, and now I'm going to get really technical, so pay very close attention. 2 of these spoons, not the small teaspoon, the next size up in your drawer. I'm using avocado oil, okay? Avocado oil mayonnaise. You can use a regular mayonnaise if you want. Really, that's the binder. It's the key base of this dish. So, a couple of heaping spoons of avocado mayonnaise for me, regular mayonnaise for you, right? So we get two spoons, and you know my little tell, a tiny bit more in there, and then we're going to take some horseradish, stone ground horseradish mustard. Now I bought this mustard because it's got a little bit of horseradish in it. We like that. If you don't, you can just use a regular Dijon mustard or a stone ground regular mustard, anything like that. So I'm going to put 1 spoon, okay, 1 heaper of mustard, 2 heapers of mayonnaise, 2 to 1. All right, that's what we're working on here. Okay, I put a dash of Worcestershire sauce in there. Okay, little flavor. Yeah, that's what Worcestershire sauce is used for. It just kind of just sits there in your fridge. Okay, we're gonna put a dash of hot sauce in there too. Maybe about once again a spoonful. All right. Frank's. I got a little Frank's. Use your any hot sauce of choice there. I have Frank's chili and lime, but I didn't want to put the lime in there, so we just... Okay, so we give that in there. We're going to put in some salted capers, okay? We're going to put in our sauteed onion, okay? Sauteed onion, there's a little bit of garlic in there, okay? And a little bit of bacon fat. That's right. And we're going to put a little bit of parsley in there, okay? A little bit of parsley. We like a little green. And then we have the scallion. All right, bang a little bit of that up. Mix. El mixo ahora mismo, baby. Okay, we got it mixed. All right, and then to this, we're gonna throw in some bacon. You know, and my thoughts on bacon are always don't be shy. All right, put a little bacon in there, just a little. All right. You don't have to put bacon into your dish. No, you don't. You can hold it out. You can keep it a vegan. All right, vegan. You use a vegan mayonnaise. You make a actually, you'd still be eating the egg, so that would kind of shoot you in the foot on that one, wouldn't it? Vegetarian. No, no good. Okay, so we mix this up, and then what we're gonna do is put it back in the shells. Now, actually, we'll get a tiny bit of a smaller spoon here. The deviled egg, believe it or not, made its first appearance in ancient Rome, where they used to spice their eggs, and it's been around since that time. Okay? Okay, so that's what a deviled egg looks like. Alright, you get your egg, your mayonnaise, your mustard, hot sauce, Worcestershire sauce, capers. Don't have to put any of this in, by the way. You can make up your own ingredients for this. Right? You want to have a binder like mayonnaise like, and then a mustard like. And those are really your two base. And then you go from there. Put whatever you want in there. You want a little spicier? Put some roasted chili flakes in there, all right? Really, sky's the limit. But the deviled egg has been around forever, and it will remain. So, you better get used to the idea. Okay, let me finish these up, and I'll show you the end. All right, we'll finish the last of these up with you folks here, and all it is really is just get your spoon and take and just slide it off like that. All right, little spoon, slide it off. Deviled eggs don't need to be neat. Now you can take a little Ziploc bag, cut the corner off of the bottom of one of it, and you can try and squeeze it through like a pastry bag. However, I use large chunks of bacon, and that don't work with a pastry bag. All right. So, we're not worried too much about how this particularly looks as it sits in the egg itself. Okay, and that is 1 dozen eggs, 24 halves deviled egg. And I will take just a tiny bit of smoked paprika, okay? And we're going to just roll it right over the top. All right. Just give a little red around the outside, not too much, you know. A little smoke. This kicks it up to 11. All right, and that's all you really need. You need everything just to go to 11, and then we'll just kind of zoom in on something here. Is that going to get into focus? Nah, why would that get into focus? How about now? Okay. And there, ladies and gentlemen, maybe. Is your deviled egg. 2 bites. 2 mouthful bites. All right, folks. Happy Thanksgiving from the kitchen. We'll see you soon.